This is your second appearance before this committee. Last May, you came and gave us an overview of President Obama's education agenda from cradle to career. You discussed the administration's unprecedented commitment to incentivizing education reforms through the Race to the Top program. You told us about the administration's 2010 budget, which proposed groundbreaking initiatives to improve early education, college access, and completion. Under your direction, the Department of Education has made tremendous progress in these goals. The Recovery Act funded 300,000 education jobs supporting teachers, librarians, and counselors. The carrot approach to Race to the Top is already proving to be a catalyst for change. 40 states and the District of Columbia have applied to compete by focusing on data-driven reforms that will strengthen the quality of teachers, standards, assessments, and help turn around struggling schools. We'll hear more about this from you today. And last fall, with your help and support, the House passed President Obama's proposal to originate all new federal student loans through the reliable, cost-effective direct loan program. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that this will save about $87 billion over 10 years. We will use these savings to raise the bar for early learning, transform community colleges, modernize schools, and make historic investments in student aid. Many colleges are already taking steps to offer direct loans to better protect students from the shaky credit markets. We hope that the Senate will soon take decisive action on behalf of millions of families by voting to make college more affordable and invest in students and taxpayers instead of the banks. If Congress wants to show we're serious about changing Washington, this bill is a great place to start. Today, you are here to tell us about how you and we can build a stronger economy by providing our students with the knowledge and skills they need to compete globally. For the second year in a row, President Obama's budget reflects the innovative vision of education. It requests $4.5 billion increase over last year for the Department of Education and $2.5 billion increase for early education at Health and Human Services, a signal of his belief that a strong early education is vital to student success down the road. It calls for fixing the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, currently known as No Child Left Behind, and sets aside $1 billion if Congress reaches that goal. It calls for Congress to enact the Student Aid and Fiscal Responsibility Act. And Mr. Secretary, as you've said so many times to this committee, we need to educate our way to a better economy, and I think these proposals help us achieve that goal. Too many of our students are not reaching their full academic potential through no fault of their own. They're not being taught to the same rigorous standards as their international peers. They also aren't getting a strong foundation in math, science, and other innovative fields. College presidents tell us that high school graduates aren't ready for college, and business leaders and CEOs tell us they can't find workers who are trained for the jobs of the future. It is time to finally do something about the education crisis in this country that impacts our competitiveness and our position as a leader in the global economy. President Obama has set a critical goal for producing most college graduates in the world by 2020. To get there, we will need to reform ESEA so that it fulfills the promise of an excellent education for every student that prepares them for the rigors of college and good jobs. In recent years, the seismic shift has been happening in our schools and in our conversation about education. There is now a willingness to consider ideas just a few years ago that were controversial, such as performance pay. There is now an understanding that you can give states and districts the room to innovate without watering down the accountability or standards. Several weeks ago, we announced that we're moving forward with a bipartisan and open and transparent effort to overhaul our nation's education laws. We will seek input from all stakeholders who share our serious interest in improving our schools, and we'll look to you throughout this process, Mr. Secretary. You've already shown a tremendous leadership. You've revitalized the department. You've established that the status quo is no longer acceptable. We will look forward to continuing to working with you to ensure top-notch education and that all of the opportunities it promises for every student in America. Thank you.